Hey guys, just doing a Bustable deck profile. I've seen a few online. I haven't thought that they were that great. I've done my own, done a lot of testing. I found this has kind of been working the best for me. It can be a slow deck as you pretty much can't do anything unless you have a Bustable and a Buster Whelp in hand, or at least a Bustable in the graveyard and a Whelp in hand. So most of the deck's kind of trying to draw into that or survive until then. But this is what I've come up with. So first up, I run 2 of the original Bustable and 1 of the new one. I feel like as much as I really wish I didn't have to run this card, you kind of do. Here's a Destruction Sword card, so it can be used to recycle other things that you need to dump Destruction Sword for, and he is searchable by the Whelp, whereas the original Bustable is not. And 3 Bustable and 1 of this is definitely too much. So that's what I've gone for. Next, I run 3 of the Whelp, the best card in the deck. You cannot do anything until you draw it. He is a you summon him and you search any Destruction Sword card, so you can search a fusion spell, you can search the other Whelps, you can search, oh, not himself, but the other Buster Dragon monsters. And yeah, if you've got a Bustable on the field and you haven't used his effect to tribute himself and special summon a Bustable from the hand or grave, you can dump a Destruction Sword card and then special summon him back from the grave for synchro plays. He's a level 1 tuner. Next, I run 3 of the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Really great card, level 1 tuner. You can get him on the field without having a normal summon. You just equip him to a Bustable and then you can special summon him into the monster zone. That's for your first synchro play. And while he's equipped, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck, which is really great. So, and yeah, if you've got the Buster Dragon Synchro on the field, you can equip that from the graveyard during your opponent's turn, block them down, and then in your turn you special summon it to the field, and your opponent, and then you can go into more synchros. I run 1 of the Wizard Buster. He is not a tuner and he's level 3. So I run 1 because his equip effect is your opponent can't activate effects in the grave. So it's another really good lockdown, can definitely come in handy. He is searchable, so I think 1's enough. More than 1 is just not great because you don't really want to be drawing into him. But another great effect he has is if he's equipped, you can dump him to add like Whelp back to your hand, for example. So that is good. Or you can use him as this card to special summon Whelp. And I'm running 3 Battle Faders. Yeah, a lot of the time if you don't have the Whelp or the Bustable on the field or in your hand and you're just not drawing anything, he can really save you. And he also works really well with Where Art Thou, which is the card I'm playing, which I'll get into later. Also, I run 1 card car, so for just a little bit more draw power, and Battle Fader really comes in handy when you have to play the card car. So that's it for the monsters. Then for spells, I run 3 Emblem of the Dragon Destroyer. Just grab those Bustable from your deck or your grave. Even if you've already got Bustable, you know, you can just thin your deck out so you're not going to draw into one, have a death draw. And it's also discard fodder. Run a few cards for discard, just because sometimes it's better having your Bustable in the grave. Then I run 2 of the Destruction Swordsman Fusion. 3 is too many. It's extremely recyclable. You can discard any card to add it back to your hand from the grave, and it's searchable by Whelp. So, and really, because of the whole Buster Dragon's effect, special summon a Bustable if you don't control a Bustable monster. You don't really want to be getting the fusion out until you're done with all your synchroing, unless you really have to. So, you don't really want to draw into it early. It's more of a card you search when you're ready for it. I run 3 Upstart just for that draw power, and you're essentially just cutting your deck down to 37 cards. So yeah, and I run 2 of the Sacred Sword of the 7 Stars. You've got the Bustable. If you really aren't drawing into anything, you can just try your luck, dump 1. You got to banish it, which kind of sucks, but it has come in handy. And another reason why I do run the Bustable Destruction Swordmaster is because I can just search him with Whelp, and then banish him and draw 2 cards. I like banishing him because I hate him. Yeah, one card's a consonance. Don't really like having to discard one of my tuners, but you know, when you've got those dead hands, you kind of have to sometimes, and it can save you. I would not run more than one though. Then I run 2 Where Art Thou. Really great. If you control level 1 monster, you can search another level 1 monster from your deck to your hand. Downside is if you don't normal summon it that turn, you take 2000 damage. But it is damage you take, so it is avoidable. And I really like this because of how you can use it with Battle Fader. If you've summoned Battle Fader in your opponent's turn, then you can play Where Art Thou, search your Whelp, summon your Whelp, search, summon your Buster Blader. So it's really handy. Or I also run Chicken Game and a Terraforming. If you've got less life points, then you will not take damage from Where Art Thou. Really good to get into an extra draw and can kind of save you if you've got nothing after the draw and your opponent doesn't destroy it. 1 day apiece, same thing. Draw can save you that turn, and if you've played 1 day apiece, you can use Where Art Thou. You can just summon one of your other level 1s to play it, get your Whelp, and then you're not going to take damage that turn, and you're not going to take damage from that either. So really good. 1 Insta Fusion, just for synchro plays, get Norden out to bring back one of your tuners. 1 for 1, just a way to get to Whelp if you don't have him. Dumping Buster Blader to special summon the level 1, it's fine because Buster Blader is great in the grave. And or even if you just want to get another tuner on the field to get another synchro out. Same thing with Soul Charge for those synchros, or if you've just kind of lost everything and you don't have a choice. Foolish, you can dump Buster Blader to the graveyard if you haven't drawn one, and then summon him with Whelp. Or you can chuck the other Dragon Destroyer to the grave and equip him with Buster Dragon in your opponent's turn. Or you can just dump it for when you're going to play Soul Charge. And then 2 Twin Twisters. Just back row hurts and you can clear it and you can dump cards like Buster Blader and it doesn't matter. And it's just sometimes you need to dump it. Like if you've got the Destruction Swordmaster Buster Blader, he's dead in your hand. You dump him with this, you destroy 2 back row, you're good. So yeah, that's it for the spells. Traps. I run 1 DNA Surgery. It'll just be handy if you can't get to your Buster Dragon and you've got the fusion on the field, or it'll just let you use your opponents or buff your thing. So it is it's very handy. And 3 Call the Haunted, just for when stuff goes wrong, or to bring back your Buster Dragon or your Buster Bladers or your tuners. Just really handy at the moment for those synchros or just keeping yourself alive. Extra deck, I am running at the moment I only have 2 of the Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, but I will be running 3 once I get the 3rd. Really good. Opponents' dragons cannot activate their effects and they get stuck in defense position, and he gains 1000 attack for every dragon your opponent controls or is in their graveyard, and does piercing. He can't direct attack. Yeah, I usually do not try and summon him until I've got all the synchros I want on the field, which are usually for defense, because as soon as you've got a Buster Blader monster on the field, Buster Dragon cannot bring back Buster Bladers for looping. So yeah, the 3 Buster Dragon, pretty much if you don't control a Buster Blader monster, you can special summon a Buster Blader from your grave. So you summon the Buster Blader, you synchro, you get him out, and you just bring the Buster Blader straight back. And he makes all your opponent's cards dragon, and during your opponent's turn you can equip those Whelp cards to your Buster Blader, locking up their graveyard or their extra deck. The other synchros I play more for defense. So I play the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Once per turn, negate either player's turn, you can negate a face-up card effect your opponent has. So if they try to Reigeki you or Black Hole or anything like that, or even a monster effect, you can just negate it and save yourself. And then 1 Stardust Dragon is easy to get into and can save you from those nasty traps or spells. And I play 1 Beals, just kind of because what else? I would run 2 of these and 2 of these. I just do not have them yet. And Norden. Other stuff's just kind of padding, but these are the main plays. So yeah, that is my Buster Bladed deck.